And here's the toilet news. Hey, it is Monday again. It's the start of another week. I'm sure everybody's just as pumped as I am. And it seems like the big piece of news today is obviously that Mr. Pat King finally got bail and is released out of jail. I did not keep up with his whole rhetoric, his whole story, his legal situation, any of the news stories that have been going around him. If I'm going to be completely honest, as soon as I figured out that the news was framing him as the villain of the whole story back in February during the convoy, I kind of tuned out his whole thing. I didn't follow him on TikTok. I didn't watch any news stories about him. If somebody was talking about him on a TikTok, I scrolled on because I just kind of felt that most of what I was going to hear was going to be bullshit. Once somebody's already setting up a narrative for somebody to be a villain, you're probably not going to get a lot of fact out of it. I knew that despite all of the shit talk and slander that was coming through the mainstream media, that really wasn't where the story was, and that wasn't really what I should be watching or looking at. So I didn't. My basic impression, he seemed like a loud guy with some strong opinions. Can't say I paid too much attention to his actual message. Like I say, I tuned it out as soon as I realized he was being set up as the bad guy, the super villain in the whole scenario, so I can't really speak to any of that. I will say, though, that it is kind of fucked that he was even in there so long. Yeah, actually, there's my 2 cents. What took so fucking long? And why does Canada have political prisoners? What's that all about? Like, why is that okay with so many of you? You're fucked. Like, really, there's a guy that has been in jail for like 6 months over some bullshit charges for being involved in what has been called the most peaceful protest in all of history. When the very rich and very evil people that are behind all of this saw that there was resistance to their nefarious plans, they of course realized that they need to squash resistance and villainize any opposition. To that end, they decided to make an example of one of the loudest voices. And I'd say they definitely accomplished that. He has been in jail for a long time. In the end, like him or not, Pat King has shown us that Canada is now a country that takes political prisoners. It's a country that'll punish you for saying no. The government has decided that you're going to do something, and if you decide to say no, they're going to call you names and possibly put you in jail. The toilet news.